Okay. So, it's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and my husband just asked me to make him something to eat, which I didn't have dinner. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make some quick chili relleno. Alright, kind of looking in the refrigerator and trying to see what I have to whip up something really quick. Chili rellenos are basically just stuffed chilies. Right now I just have poblano, but you can use chili Anaheim, and I do believe some other chilies. You can stuff them with cheeses. There are different kinds of cheeses, queso fresco. If you just want to use stick cheese, I have queso fresco here, like stick cheese. It helps go inside. Shredded cheese, queso chihuahua, queso Oaxaca, whatever. Or you can stuff them with meat, or you can stuff them with meat and cheese, whatever. Or you can just leave them plain and just fry them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you how to make these. And I do make these pretty well. They are kind of like restaurant style where they're really, really pretty. So stick with me and I will show you what to do. The first thing you have to do is you have to toast the outside. You have to toast the outsides of the chili, because when you apply the batter, if you apply the batter to them without being toasted, they have this slick outside and nothing will stick to it. If you batter it with the flour and then put it in your batter, it's still not going to stick to it. To get a really good, nice looking chili relleno, you have to toast them. You have to burn off the outside, it's like a plastic, but it's not plastic. It's like the outside shiny part. Coating, thank you very much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toast these, and once I'm done toasting them, I am going to put them into a container while they're hot, so that way it lets them still kind of cook, so that way I can easily peel and remove the outer coating. Okay, so you will also need toothpicks, a bowl, so that way you can separate your egg whites and egg yolks. You want to beat your egg whites in here, which we'll do that in a minute. You want a bigger tray of flour, just all-purpose flour, and you're going to need your cheeses. So I am going to, because I'm wanting to try to hurry up and make this. We're upstairs watching our novela. Right now we're watching Hasta que el dinero no se pare. Yeah, it took me a minute to say it, but it is a pretty good novella. And right now we're on the episode where they just found out that Vicky, yeah, Vicky lied about her being pregnant with Jaime.
Of course, it's something with pregnancy.
Yep, and the wedding did not happen. So Medina actually just got his wedding canceled, so that was kind of cool. So what I'm going to do right now, I know a lot of people will cut and leave the stem on. I'm not going to leave the stem on because when I toast it, I don't want the burning smoke and stem. So I'm just going to hollow it out, and that way I can use toothpicks later. So you want to make sure that you are, we are
professional YouTubers.
Yes, we have Sonia recording, and we have her friend August over there keeping herself busy while I'm making.
Remember when we used to do that, Mom?
Meal. Yeah, playing on the floor. Okay, so toasting these. Now, if you have a electric stove, toasting these I think would be kind of hard. So I do have my gas stove. And yes, I do have my aluminum on my gas stove. I try to clean my stove as good as I can. My stove is like 17 years old. You know, give me a break. Some people will be like, watching this video and not interested in the recipe or the cooking, you're like, oh my God, look at that stove. But
Why do people care so much?
I don't know, but it's okay because you know what? This is a in real life kitchen and an in real life stove, and we do cook in this kitchen.
I think she's having fun.
All right, so while I'm doing this, I'm gonna probably go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna turn on my fan because I do want the exhaust fan on, but I am going to toast both sides, and once I get them done toasted, I will come back. All right, so my daughter's recording. Her friend is hiding under the kitchen table. Hello. Yeah. And we're looking at the chilies. I am actually kind of smoking up my kitchen, but
Smoking up my lungs.
smoking up the kitchen. But this is the chilies. We turned them, and they're starting to get that nice black toasty look. I went ahead and separated egg whites with the egg yolks.
Mama, I didn't know we had a monster under our table.
The table.
Oh God.
So we have 5 eggs. I actually like to whip more eggs than I need because I do want it frothy and I do want it to be very big and pretty. I do not add salt to my eggs or to my flour because the salt actually, whenever I use it, helps, it deflates. So again, right now we are getting that really nice black, and like that is just about done.
That's scary.
Yes, it's just about perfect. So
I'm terrified.
this one right here has gotten just about done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in there, and it's really important to make sure it's sealed or got a tap on it. Yeah, and that's why it's important to have your fan on, so that way everything that's getting fired goes whoop, up there. But
Oh,
now,
that's what that's for?
yeah, it's a vent. It sucks smoke and heat and everything up. And then
In my 17
Which is
years,
why-
I did not know that.
which is why we have
I know
this
about
up
that.
here,
I didn't
too.
know that's what the
Yeah,
fan
this up
did.
here helps with the oil, because if you don't have that up there,
In my 17 years, I did not know that.
all right, I do. So this is the last chili, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep them in here, and I do like this lock container, so that way it does circulate the heat and it helps sweat, so that way it's a little bit easier to scrape and clean these. So while I'm letting these set, I gotta throw away this stuff, scooch back that way. Let me turn off that fan. Oh no, I need to keep that fan on. All right, so again, I'm doing this just a little rushed, but when you're at home, don't rush, because we're gonna start using hot oil now. You want to have a pan that's pretty wide. This is a 12-inch pan, and it's only got about a half an inch of oil in it. And I scoot my pan back so that way it's not up here, and I make sure that my handle is turned in. I have my tools that I'm going to use to work. I have a fork, pitchfork, long fork, and then I have metal tongs. So what we're going to do now is, again, for these 2 chilies that were pretty big, I'm going to whip the egg whites, and I'm going to whip them to where they're very, very firm and hard. And after I whip them to where they're firm and hard, I'm going to start adding the yolks one by one and get them mixed in. So let me get rid of these eggs, because I try to clean as I go.
I should have had the camera more back. I just realized I had it 1. It should have been 0.5. Because I'm trying to get what you're doing in your face.
Oh, you don't have to do it on my face. You can just get what I'm doing. So
Oh.
right now, we have the oil warming up. While we're doing this, we have our chilies sweating, and we'll go ahead and we'll stick those back in the refrigerator real quick. I'm going to plug this in.
Fridge cam.
And again, my kitchen, yes.
Fridge
is
cam.
very cluttered.
Gross fridge.
And
Oh
I just
no.
wanted to make a video.
Someone's gonna comment. They're like, "Oh, your fridge is so gross."
Did you seriously record the fridge?
Yeah.
What? Oh, I mean, I'm
Fridge
sure
cam.
I'm sure that there's refrigerators that are loose. But what I'm going to do is, I know that I have everything cluttered and everything is just kind of like all over the place, but this is my kitchen and this is where I have all my stuff. So I am actually going to whip these and I'll be right back. Stay away from the stove. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so as you can tell, I've got the eggs whipped where they're pretty firm. I am going to let them set for a minute before I add any yolks and do anything else with that. While I let that set up, I am going to quickly peel and clean these chilies. I'm going to wear my glasses. I mean, not my glasses, I'm gonna wear my gloves. What I'm going to do is quickly, again, just get these peeled. And with them setting after being toasted or burnt or over on the flame, you see how the outer peel is just peeling right off beautifully. And of course, once I get these peeled, don't worry too much about the top, but you know, if you have some spots that give you a problem, that's fine, you know, it's not a big deal. But I am going to wash these after I get them peeled. Once I get them peeled and washed, we will finish our whipping of the eggs. And I'll show you what to do afterwards. But you always want to try to get the bigger, prettier, good chilies. And if your chilies do break, don't worry about it. I mean, that's you know, it happens. You know, sometimes they split. Okay, and also another tip, just to let you know, is try to keep your cheese out in room temperature. See, like right now, that's kind of splitting. So, you want to keep your cheese a little bit warm, like at room temperature, because you don't want to put cold cheese in these. Because it gets a little bit harder for the cheese to warm up. So that one's done, and we're going to rinse it here in a second. I'm going to work on this one real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the oil still heating up. I just got done peeling the chilies, and I'm just going to give them a little bit of a rinse to get any of the extra burnt skin off. Try to get them to at least not have as much as it did. So you're just going to use your fingers and kind of work at what you can get off. And again, it just takes a minute or two to work it off. So what we're going to do is, now that the chilies are peeled and rinsed as best we can.
It's a little thingy at the bottom.
Yeah, it's a little. Okay, peeled and rinsed as best we can. What we're going to do is we're going to take them. Okay, so what we have here is just all-purpose flour. And we're just going to do a coat.
Okay, there's one of the salt shaker and the eggs. How did those get there?
All right. So, now we're going to let these set for a few minutes because you do want the flour to adhere to the chilies. All right. That is important because that's what your egg is going to adhere to. So, I'm going to take off these gloves. And I don't need my knife anymore. I don't need my top. So
Clean as you go.
clean as you go. Okay, so now we have our egg whites here that we were beating, and I'm going to give them a little bit more of a beating, and I'm going to slowly add the tropical eggs that we have here. Tropical eggs. All right, so this is going to be just quick. Not going to use that, so I'm going to unplug that and get those taken off and put this to the side. So right now we have our egg mixture. Our oil is just about ready, and I'm going to get another set of gloves because I'm going to get ready to stuff the chilies, and then I'm going to seal them, and we're going to get them cooking. Again, this is really, really easy, which is why I'm making this really easy, fast video. And this kind of makes them look like the really pretty restaurant style chili rellenos. So what I'm gonna do is I need to get a paper plate to cut my cheese.
When's your bread get all tropical?
That's okay. This channel is all about having fun, and if you can't have fun in the kitchen and find little drink umbrellas all over, then
And in the cereal?
and in the cereal.
Oh my god.
All right. So what we have here is just a cheese stick. I'm going to use this just to add a little bit of flavor because a cheese stick will fit nicely into a chili. But I also do here have queso fresco. My husband does like having queso fresco in his chilies. So for each chili, we're going to do queso fresco and a little bit of regular. This is, I think, Colby Jack cheese. And I'm down on my last cheese stick, so. All right, now we've let this set a little bit, so the flour isn't going to come off as easy as when we first started to bread it. You don't really want to get breading into the chili, so when you're stuffing it, you're going to keep the cheese kind of on one side. You don't want to have just a really big ball of cheese at the bottom or the middle, so you want to kind of have the cheese go up, and I'm going to try to get the stick cheese to go down in there. All right. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy toothpicks and seal up the top. And please don't forget to take out the toothpicks before you serve them or before you eat them. So again, I'm going to give it another good dusting. And this is what you do next. So I've got my oil ready. I've got my egg batter over here. And again, this is a lot more egg than you would normally use, but I want mine to come out very, very pretty, and I want them to be fully covered. So I do use more egg than what is necessary. And whenever they're in here and I see like flour, or if I want to make it a little bit bigger, I'll just go in with my hand and add a little bit more egg on top to make sure it's fully covered. All right, now the oil does look like it's a little bit low, so I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. You don't want it super, super high because this will cook really fast. So we're going to do the next one. That's an island. All right.
Hey, get away from the stove.
Yeah, we have to keep pets and friends away from the stove.
Get away from the stove.
So this time, what we're going to do is we're going to put the cheese stick first because it was kind of hard to put the cheese stick in after it had cheese. So now we have cheese down, cheese stick in, and cheese going down. And yes, pets and kids out of the kitchen when there's a hot oil on the stove. All right, so I am going to use my toothpicks again to close the top of this chili. Give it a good dusting.
Dust.
Dust. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to completely immerse my chili into the egg batter, okay? Because I want it to be completely covered. And I'm going to put this one over here on this side. And yeah, see the chili, not the chili, but the oil is now starting to kind of bubble a little bit more. I did have to turn it up a little bit. So, adding a little bit more of the egg. And I'm actually going to take one glove off right now because I do want to move this chili over just a tad so they don't really stick.
Mutant chilies.
Okay. So I have my chilies here, but I'm not going to throw this away yet because when I flip them, I want to make sure the other side is also covered. And we're going to go here.
Can you make that just into eggs? Or is it just long gone?
But, yeah, you can make like an egg patty, I guess, or something. But whenever you throw away toothpicks, make sure you break them in half. And whenever you throw them away, so that way they don't stick. Anybody who's taking out the trash. Okay. So, again, you can start seeing that they're getting a little bit brown, or at least this one's starting to get a little bit brown at the bottom. When you're turning them, you want to be careful turning them, because when you turn them, you can actually start. Right, Tona, go! There it is.
Oh,
Mountain Dew is better with a little bitty umbrella in it. Tropical drink Mountain Dew.
Lord, you're gonna pick up all these umbrellas. I'm telling you.
All right, so this one is dark, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn it. And the best way to turn it without hitting it or scraping it on the side is to just try to flip and get your fork into the other side, so that way you're not scraping too much off. And you see how beautiful and brown that is? So if this didn't have so much egg on it and covered, I would have taken a little bit more egg over here and put a little bit more, but it is covered beautifully. And to be careful when I do the other one, because I always flip from right to left. So I turn my pan around, and I'm going to do the same thing, trying to get my fork hooked on the other side and slowly flip it over. All right, and again, that one's covered very well also. And while these are finishing cooking, I do not need this egg anymore. I'm actually going to throw this away. I'm going to get a tray ready with some paper towels to drain. Some people will make the chili rellenos in a sauce or use a red sauce. My husband does not like the sauces, so he just eats them plain like this. And since it's so late, I am not going to make them with rice or beans or anything. It's just going to be chili rellenos. That's it. Alright, so I'm going to turn my pan back around, and I'm going to flip it one more time just to get that little outside crust golden. Now, isn't that beautiful? I mean, does that not look like a really good, really good restaurant style looking? See, look, you see the white that's still?
Oh, she can't do it.
All right, so again, if you did use cold cheese, it would be a little bit cold in the middle. I mean, even though you're cooking these in oil, that's why you want to use a cheese that's room temperature, or, you know, a little bit warm. You don't want to use a cold cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my stove and just let it do its thing for another minute. And then my kitchen is now a tropical paradise. A tropical. I wonder how many umbrellas do I have in my bar? I wonder.
Too many. Oh. It's not gonna.
It's gonna happen.
It's not gonna.
It's gonna happen.
It's not gonna. Great, now it's my mom. Oh, Mama, you look so tropical.
All right, so this is the tropical style of the way to make chili rellenos.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna poke my brain. All right, so.
Mama, I'm so sorry.
No, you are perfectly fine. All right,
She's
ready?
just special.
It's all right. It's all about the YouTube. That's why we're making this nice, fun, happy video. So,
Yes, you're special.
When you take these out, you want to have your paper towels in that right, really, really close. You do not want to be dripping hot oil on that all over the place. And this right here has like holes underneath it. My tray does, so that way it like lets the grease soak through without being stuck to a tray. So we're gonna turn that off. Push the oil back. Now tell me, do those not look like exactly beautiful? I was gonna say that's what they needed, but do those not look like
give that to Dad.
restaurant style chili rellenos that are really beautiful? And now again, I did not add salt because the salt would we're gonna put that off on the side. The salt would deflate. So
It's okay, it's still on there. It's just on the side.
It's on the side because you know what? When you have a straw, it's always got to be tilted sideways. Okay, because it's protecting you from the sun. All right, so I'm gonna plate these up. I don't think I'm gonna serve them with anything else, but they are ready to go. And
Hold up your beautiful things.
gotta take a picture.
Yay.
And the funny thing is I don't even eat chili rellenos, but I can make them pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So again, my kitchen, cluttered, messy. It's nighttime. I wasn't gonna make a video, but hey, I'm not gonna be making chili rellenos anytime soon after this. So I wanted to make a video and let you know that it is super easy. It is not hard. They can turn out beautifully, and I mean, like I said, look, it's not hard at all to do. Super quick. You know, I just started this about 25 minutes ago, so done, quick, easy. The only parts that actually take a little bit longer if you have rice or beans or anything that want to go with it, or if you make a sauce to put with them. But right now, this is my kitchen, my style, me, real life, and give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love reading positive comments, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, wait. And I did want to say, we got to 850 subscribers.
What?
Yes, 850 wonderful people have subscribed. I've had people like, I've had people comment, I've had people watch the video, so yay. Thank you so much. But again, restaurant style chili rellenos. Easy. If I can do it and I'm a bad cook, you can do it. All right. See you in the next video. Bye. Bye.